All right, let's talk about shipping for a minute and using an Apple AirTag to track the shipment. This actually belongs to my good friend Joseph, who sent in a bunch of knives and included this AirTag in the shipment. Now, currently, well, not currently, but it's always a little nerve-wracking shipping knives to and from people, whether you're selling it and you're just shipping it to the person, whether you're buying it and they're shipping it to you, whether you have a channel or like me, where my buddies Joseph, like a ton of you viewers, thank you very much, are sending me stuff all the time. I get a shipment, I don't know, a couple times a week. I don't know. It's died down a little bit. Needs to ramp back up, just FYI. But I'm getting shipments pretty regularly. And sometimes we're shipping high dollar items, right? And when we ship the high dollar items, like the King Battle is one of the most current ones that shipped to me, high value. For this one, we used FedEx overnight. Okay. And that's always my suggestion. I'll just leave this over here in the corner for some eye candy. Depending on the value of the knife, and I've talked about this in other videos. So this really isn't a shipping 101 type video. This is really about the AirTag. But the higher the value, just the main thing is to keep it out of the carrier's hands as short as time as possible. Something like this, anything over like 5, 6, 8, 10,000, over 10,000 for sure is going overnight, early delivery. Yes, it's going to cost $100, $150 to ship, but putting this in a USPS priority mail small flat rate box for $8.10 or $8.50 or whatever it is now, $10, call it, is ridiculous. Okay? Because right now there has been an uptick in packages getting lost or items in the packages getting lost and not making it to their destination. With an Apple AirTag, this might be the answer for you. I don't know. Let's talk about it. So Joseph sent this to me, and because I have an iPhone and he has an iPhone, it only works with iOS devices. So you could track it on your iPad, iPhone, your Apple Watch, things like that, right? It doesn't work with Android. This is not a GPS device. It's a Bluetooth device. And I won't go into all the details. I'm sure everybody has heard about Apple AirTags before. It's actually going to make some noise here because I don't know why exactly. Sometimes it's a little temperamental. Okay. So it is beeping, if you can hear. Kind of fortuitous timing because I wanted to share the sound it made anyway. So because it's Bluetooth, it pings off of any other iOS device. So right now it's pinging off of the phone I'm filming on and transmitting that signal through the network of iOS devices so that if Joseph goes and does a Find My item right now, he'll see it with my address at my location. It lists out the address and a, kind of a map. So you can zoom in and you can see that it's at my house. We've tried it. It works. It's great. Because I have an iPhone, he can share it with me. So then I can track it. That was the beauty of it and why we wanted to do this experiment to see how it went from he's in Ohio all the way to me in Northern California. So I got to see it at his house. I saw it down the street a mile or so when he dropped it at the post office. I got to see it move from there over to the airport where it sat on a tarmac for a day in presumably already loaded on a plane. And then I saw it as it landed back in California. And, we kind of tracked it the whole way through. It's not real time. When it's just sitting out on an airplane on a tarmac and there's no phones around, it's just not pinging. It says, hey, it's been there for 6 hours. Like, there has to be an iOS device near it for it to ping to then go to the network. So it's not GPS, but I was able to track it all the way here, which was kind of cool. I am big on tracking. If you've ever bought anything from me or I've shipped you anything, you're going to know. I'm sending you screenshots throughout the night and the day of, hey, it arrived in this city. Hey, it's in your state. Hey, it's preparing for delivery. Hey, it's out for delivery. Hey, I see it delivered. Do you have it? I am big on that. If I could get an AirTag and share that with you, well, then you can track it your dang self. Save me making all the screenshots. All right, it comes with a lot of different holders. This is just a carbon fiber one that this gets shoved into. And then it can fit in maybe in a wallet. It gives it something to hold on to. They have little hanger things where you can put it on your luggage. A lot of people use it for their luggage when they're traveling. There's a lot of different ways to carry this. Now, what I'm thinking is you want to put it in. Let's say we're going to ship this King Battle. You're going to want this in the package with the item, not just in the box, because if somebody were to cut open the box, pull this out, and your AirTag just stays in the box, well, not so great. I always use these zippered pouches. I would probably think about cutting this open and just stuffing it in here. Not so much to hide it, but to protect the knife from the AirTag, and just to stick it in there so that potentially if somebody were to steal the knife from the box, they don't know that this is in there. And then you can track it to their home, not yours, or where it's getting shipped to. So I think it has a lot of advantages. Now, it does beep. You heard that. You can remove that beeping function. If you so choose, you can open this up, take out the battery, pop open the little cover, cut the little speaker beeper thing out, and put it all back together so that it doesn't beep. Because if it's not shared with your phone and you end up with this package with the AirTag inside of it, and you're driving around with your iPhone is going to come up with an unknown device, unknown tag, kind of following it. It's anti-stalking, feature that's built into these. So your iPhone would come up and say, hey, there's an unidentified AirTag in your car or in your vicinity. And then you can tell it to make a sound. You can have it make noise so that you can then find this in your car, right? So you could take the beeper out so they couldn't do that, but it's still going to show up. And it would give them some alert potentially. But you may have already pinpointed where they were by the time it makes noise, right? So it's not an exact science. It's not a GPS thing. And if somebody steals it that has an Android phone and no iOS devices in their house, as it drives by down the street, it may ping off of other people. The mail carrier might have an iPhone. There is options. And these are $20. Okay. They weigh in at 0.4 ounces. It's 1.25 inches around, and it's 0.31 overall thickness, just the tag itself. I think it's a cool option. I think it's, what did I say, $20? I think they're $29. I don't know, $20-$30 for one, and you can buy a package of like 3 or 4 for $100 or something like that. So I think it's kind of cool. This is the second voyage that this has made. Joseph sent it to a different friend, and then it came back to Joseph, so they tracked it that way, and then I was able to track it this way. So if you own an AirTag, let us know down in the comments. I am no expert by any means. This is my first handling of an AirTag. So I don't know all the ins and outs and how they work at all. So this isn't really a review or anything. This is just a kind of a how it applies to shipping and how we used it and how it might be something that I start to include in my higher value shipments. And then what you can do is you can put this into a return envelope, either like if I'm just loaning my stuff to Alex, he's just going to send me the knives back, or Joseph, like if I'm just lending it to you, you're going to send it back, no big deal. If I'm selling you something, well, then I can put this in a return envelope already with an address label on it, and then you can just drop it back in the mail back to me. Just this in a padded envelope or something like that, right? Or I could include a padded envelope. You can take it out of the hidden pocket here, put it into the envelope, and then ship it back to me. So there are options, and I think it's a good option. It's just one more tool in the toolbox to prevent theft in shipping. Now, I've done a bunch of videos on how to actually ship a box, how to tape it up, how to package it, things like that. I'll put a link to my shipping playlist up in the corner. Really, the key is tape. And if you're not sure if you used enough tape, you didn't. When in doubt, if there's any doubt, then there is no doubt. You didn't do enough. Put more tape. And then when you think you've got enough, put one more row of tape around the whole thing, and you might be good enough. So that's a different video. Please, if you've used AirTags, let me know down below. I would love to get some interaction and understand you guys, if anybody's ever used it for shipping before or not, because this is all new to me and to Joseph. So really open to some discussions down below. Thanks, everyone.